You need to fucking hear this, and there are many, many, many people on your team that need to hear this. So maybe share it, maybe tag them, maybe try to subliminally get it to them, because this shit is important, okay? We're gonna answer the question, how does your ego affect your progress and this is big, this is fucking big, and your value to the team? How does your ego affect your progress and your value to the team? This is big. If you are on a team sport, I specifically a lot of times speak to my Jiu Jitsu students and Jiu Jitsu teammates. So that's kind of my edge that I'm leaning towards, but I'm 1000% sure that this applies to many other things. So let's answer this fucking question. How does your ego affect the progress, your progress, and your value to the team? If we think about growth and progress, you come to training to progress, right? To get better. You should always be hunting for just the right cooking temperature. Just the right one. The problem is, we all know this, when you first start jiu-jitsu and you walk in the door and you get you guys in the foundations classes or somebody that's taking their first class or whatever, they've never done jiu-jitsu before. They don't have grappling. They only have 2 gauges. They have a 0, where they play dead and just kind of lay there and let you do your drill, and they have a 10, right? Otherwise known as fight or flight. That's all they have. They don't know how to be a good training partner yet. They only know how to fight you like fuck or just lay there and let you just kind of pretend like they're a Fairtex dummy doll that they're just practicing on, okay? So we recognize that. That's just a beginner thing. They just don't know. That's okay. It's a bit of an excuse. You don't know. But you've been there a while, you fucking know. And I, as a coach, I've coached for, I don't know, years, whatever, and I've observed, and I've been obviously a teammate, I've trained for over a decade, I've observed it as well, that you know better, but you aren't checking it, okay? And what I mean by that, and I'll get into it in a moment, your teammates don't want to check you, or maybe some do, and they don't know how to, and you obviously maybe don't possess the ability to check yourself. You have a good coach, they're trying to check you, they're trying to guide you in this way. But I'm gonna check you right now. Here's the deal. When I say the proper cooking temperature for you to get better and your teammate to get better, I mean finding your gauge that's not fight or flight. You need to find your 5 to 7 range. And this is what we call at SPG, progressive resistance, or more applicable adaptive resistance, right? So you're adapting to your partner. Here's the deal. If you and me are drilling and I am giving you a 0, I am only doing that to benefit your ego. Here you go, it's yours. Take it. Oh, you're so good, right? I'm doing it for your ego. I'm being so selfless, so I'm a great training partner, right? Wrong. The other one we all know is pretty bad, right? If I'm giving you a 10, I'm doing that shit for my ego. You ain't passing my shit, I'm fucking you up, right? Is that what you're a good training partner? Wrong. Neither benefits you or your team. What benefits your team is giving them that 5, let me do a bam, 5, 6, and 7 range. And granted, I'm talking in generalities, obviously, maybe in the 8s, maybe 9 sometimes if you're talking comp. Maybe you gotta dial it down because they're brand new or they're lighter than you. I don't give a shit. You're finding the gauge, but however, this gauge is different for everyone. I can train with my 10-year-old daughter and get better and get her better at the same time. She's lighter than me, she trains jiu-jitsu, and I can find where her 5, 6, and 7 is. Her 5, 6, and 7 is different than my coach, Coach Philippe's 5, 6, and 7, obviously. My job is to adapt to my partner because, listen to this fucking closely, I want to get better personally, but I want to add value to my team. I don't add value to my team by worrying about either of our egos. You and your training partners, your ego should be left in the car before you walk in the gym. If you bring it with you, you're making a mistake and you're doing disservice to your team, okay? So when you're doing drills, I see this a lot. When we're like, hey, give adaptive resistance, give them some problems, make them work for it. What happens is we fucking fight like hell. We're like fucking a 10. You're not taking me down. You're not taking me down. You're not taking me down. And then we go, all right, I think I gave him enough. All right, take me down. Oh, and I'll just practice my break fall. Wrong. You just did your teammate and yourself a disservice in this training. Your job is, yes, you are allowing them to work the drill, but you're putting on adaptive resistance in this proper cooking pace for them. So the problem is, and the reason ego maybe gets brought out of the car into the gym is because you have mistaken what coming to the gym was for. You got it mixed up. Competition, you're giving them that 10, right? Street fight, they definitely getting that 10 because there's more danger involved. When you are trying to win, that's where the 10 comes, right? But if you're giving a 10 in the gym, that means your GPS fucked you up and you thought you were at a competition or a street fight. You forgot what coming to the gym to train means and what it meant. It meant to get better for yourself and to get better for your team. If those two things aren't happening in your sparring rounds or your drilling rounds or your adaptive resistance rounds or your isolation rounds or whatever you want to call them, you're fucking up. Period. Your job, your sole responsibility as a real teammate is to find your happy medium with every single person you train with in class. Everyone. They should get value out of every interaction with you, and so should you. Whether it be study, whether it be aggression, whether it be timing, whether it be technique, connection, there should be an improvement always happening. There is no improvement very seldom found in the 10, and there's definitely none found in the 0. Those should be rare. You're gonna get better in your 5, 6, and 7, and so will your teammate. And you guess what? You know, teammates that are really good at finding at 5, 6, and 7, they never are without partners to train with because partners fucking love training with them. You know the ones that always hang out here? People are just bored with you, right? It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to be a valuable teammate. Valuable teammates are found here. So when coach is saying, hey, grab a partner, and everybody's just kind of looking around, he didn't assign partners for you, most people are gravitating to your 5, 6, and 7 people fast. They get swooped up like that. They are the hot item, fucking hot item in the class. If you're 10 guy, I guess I'll go with this guy because he's gonna fucking kick my ass because I don't get better, I just get beat up. That's how that role starts. This one feels like the charity one. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll get some reps. I'll get some drilling reps because you're just gonna fucking lay there and let me do anything I want, and I can get some drills. But if we're doing live sparring or something that requires adaptive resistance, and you haven't found a 5, 6, and 7 yet, you need to study getting that now. You're not gonna have it down initially. If you have a brand new partner, feeling them out is gonna take time. But if you're not making that effort, it's not gonna fucking happen accidentally. Your job is to be a quality teammate. You are a part of a team. It is an individual sport. However, it cannot ever be done solely as an individually. You only can get better as a part of your tribe, right? So you are either you rise to the height of your tribe or you fall to the depths. And part of your contribution is whether your tribe is up here or down there. And if you feel like, oh, my tribe's not doing enough for me, my team's not, that could be a you problem too, right? I get it. There's some teams that just aren't looking out for you, whatever. And there's maybe a culture problem. I get that. It exists out there in gyms. But I think we as a society, and I fall into this trap too, constantly do this blame shit. Oh, it's them. We're pointing fingers all the time. And we must have a mirror. Look in the fucking mirror and say, but what about me? What could I have done better? How could I have done this better? How could I maybe communicate with that guy? Hey, dog, you're giving me a 10. I'm not getting better. And I get you're fucking waxing me. And I'm not asking you to give me shit. I'm not asking you to go to 0. Please don't go to 0. That doesn't benefit me either. But can we dial it back just a little? And that might mean I'll get you sometimes, but that's going to benefit you too, right? So you must. So the look in the mirror thing is important to say, like, what could I have done more? I could have communicated with him more. I could have fixed my number a little more, because if I fixed my number, I'd have made that person better. And if I'd have made that person better over compounded time, that's one way the tribe starts getting better and better and better. And if I made that person better, I could also make that person better. And all of a sudden the tribe keeps going better. So you see what I mean? People, we do this thing where we're like, well, you know, the house is messy, so this is just a messy house. Well, you're in that fucking house too. If you don't think that you contributed to it, that's one thing. You can be like, well, I'm not part of the problem. I know we always do that. First of all, maybe you are, maybe just a little bit, maybe a lot. But second of all, even if you're not part of the problem, if you want a clean house, be part of the solution. Start fucking sweeping some shit up. Start doing some dishes, right? And when you do it, maybe talk to some of your housemates, your teammates about, hey dog, like next time can you just rinse and put it in the dishwasher, right? Help the team get better. Help the house get cleaner. And guess what? You benefit from that. So stop being selfish or, I don't even know how to even put that out. I don't know if that is selfish or it's like, just like there's a narcissism thing about it. Like, I'm fucking unapproachable, or not unapproachable. I'm fucking like like there's nothing wrong with me. I've done everything right. Why isn't this thing providing for me? Bitch, keep contributing. And when you see if you think that you're pulling all the weight, start teaching someone to help pull more weight with you. It's simple. Like, we do this whole thing where we're just fucking victims and we're like, oh, well, you know, this just happens to me, man. Like, no one's looking out for me. Man, fuck off and just contribute. It's not difficult. I mean, I'm not saying you, like I'm talking down to you. I do this shit too, and I have to have these same conversations with myself, and I'm imploring you, if you want to be of value to the team, you must, when you catch yourself bitching, take a quick look in the mirror and be like, hold on, but you know, and do devil's advocate conversations to yourself, devil's advocate conversations to yourself, and say, yeah, but you know, maybe they had a long day, or maybe they just don't know, and I can help them, and blah blah blah. And it's maybe one good conversation will turn this one teammate, and then we can get a few teammates, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, we got momentum going in a positive direction. We always want to just do that. It's not my fucking problem. Like, look at me, I'm fucking my shit's together. What's your fucking problem, bro? Well, then don't bitch about the roaches in the house, right? Your room might be clean, but you're not willing to contribute and help. If you have a healthy team that's willing to listen, I get it, man. I fucking get it. I can already hear because I do the devil's advocate shit already. It's happening in my own brain right now. The devil's advocate would be like, but Sean, like, I've tried. I've done all those things you've done, and you're saying, and you know, nobody else is contributing. Nobody else is helping clean the house. They just keep making it a mess. What else can I fucking do, dude? Like, what? Like, do you want me to fucking beg them, suck some dick for it? No, I get it, man. Like, I get that there are frustrating times. It's just like being with a partner, right? If your partner is willing to meet you in the middle, your job is to start working ways to that, and you guys work and collaborate and meet there. And I get that if you're walking in the middle and your partner's like, no, I'm not gonna go 50-50 with you. You gotta come the full 100. I get how frustrating that is. And yes, so sometimes it requires, maybe you need maybe you're in the wrong house, right? You need new roommates. Maybe you're at the wrong team. I get that. It's fucking real. It's a real thing. And I think it's just important that even the reason you left the team or whatever, you always say, I'm to blame in some way. How much may differ, and why I'm to blame may differ. But if you catch yourself ever absolving yourself from all the blame of a situation like that, maybe your team's not as good, or these guys we're rough, everybody's a 10 over here, or my gym's all their zeros, and you absolve yourself from any blame, hit pause, because that's a red flag. Look in the mirror real quick and say, yeah, but I could, and argue with yourself, and you'll become better. So that's my little like rant. I know I'm ranting now, but all of that starts with ego, man. Ego's shit. It's the worst thing we all have as humans, and men especially. We got fucking ego, and the quicker and more I don't know, accessibly, that's a bad word. The quicker and just more accurately we can identify it and squash it and be your own ego killer, it's gonna be huge. I know you need ego to get out of depression and self-depreciating thoughts, but ego is up here can start crushing you too. And it can fucking not only it can hurt your progress and the team's progress. If you see the team's not progressing, that's a you problem. If you see that you're not progressing, that's a team problem. But what's a team problem? Also a you problem, right? We tell the kids this in kids class all the time when they start to spar, that if you get hurt, whose fault is it? Your fault. If your partner gets hurt, whose fault is it? Your fault. Let's practice more of that as adults as well. And your team will be grateful for it and you'll get better for it. So that's my fucking war speech, right? Go train. Let me know what you're thinking. Tell me some ideas you got. I don't know. Fucking communicate with me. I'm lonely. Help me. Bye.